Idiots React. Khushamadi. This is Anam from Pakistan. Hey guys, this is Zahra from Iran. Salam Dostai Aziz.
Okay, so hey guys, this is Sufyan from India. Namaste, Sat Sri Akal, Salam, Wanakam.
Salam.
And,
Anything else?
I'll just go research a little bit and I'll add few more next time.
Hi guys, this is Daniel from Kazakhstan. Добро пожаловать, друзья! And today, they're gonna react to Geography Now Part 2 India.
Yes.
Yes, I can hear the excitement.
The
They
first
absolutely
part
loved
was
the
amazing.
first part.
Yeah.
We couldn't wait anymore. We were so anxious, to react to the second part.
Yeah.
And let me not speak anymore. I'm already talking too much. Let's go.
Let's go.
As well as beef, since there's a high number of Muslims and Christians. The South uses a lot more coconut and has some of the best curries like porial, sambras, rasam,
Dosa.
tutus. And the East is known for having the best desserts like peda, mishki doi, rasgulla, or shondesh.
Rasgulla.
It's so diverse and complex that sometimes even Indian people need translators when going to different states. It's about to get 10 times more confusing in about 3, 2, 1. Shashti Tharoor once said, "In India, we celebrate the commonality of major differences. We are a land of belonging rather than blood." First of all, India has a population of about 1.3 billion people and is the second most populous country in the world after China, with about 18% of the world's
Not yet, but
population. About 72% of the country is Indo-Aryan and a quarter are Dravidian, and the majority of the remainder are Mongoloid, Asian, and other people groups. They also use the Indian rupee as their currency. They use the type C, D, and M plug outlets, and they drive on the left side of the road. By the way, technically it's illegal for these banknotes to leave the country, but you guys have sent me a lot of them for fan mail for Fan Friday videos, so I don't want to go to jail again. Now keep in mind, those statistics that I just mentioned are incredibly generalized. Of the Indo-Aryan and Dravidian communities, there are about 2,000 different ethno-linguistic people groups in India, with about 645 district indigenous tribes, 52 major ones. So obviously we can't cover them all, but what we do know is that the North is very different from the South. For one, the North mostly speaks in languages that are all related to the Indo-Aryan branch, with languages like Hindi, Bengali, Punjabi, and Gujarati, whereas the South speaks a completely unintelligible Dravidian branch, with languages like Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, and Kannada. Otherwise,
That's what we thought too, right?
languages spoken in the far north and
Wait, so how do they all kick each other?
Great question. Although India does not have an official language, there are 22 recognized national languages, and of these, 2 are the most prevalent, taught in schools and used by government officials, Hindi and English. And very often these two are mixed mid-sentence. It's weird. Don't be surprised if you hear someone speaking Hindi and then suddenly finishing off in English. It's like,
Somebody goes to the verses, and I was like, what this? And I was trying to, why are you trying to do that?
right? And the washing machine, I tried that, but I said, about sag it with a chainsaw. Now, of course, let's discuss the one thing that goes hand in hand with India, Hinduism. About 80% of India claims to be Hindu, or at least part of the Hindu practicing community. Now, we don't have time to explain everything about the tenets and multi-layered philosophies and practices of Hinduism. If you want to know, just talk to a Hindu person. But basically, one thing you do need to know is that Hindu-driven ideologies pretty much dominate most of life in India, everything from family to business. You will see colorful, mesmerizing shrines, temples, statues, and rituals being performed everywhere, even in public. On the Bharat Mata, the mother of India, statues are everywhere. She's like the symbol of India. The largest Hindu pilgrimage, the Kumbh Mela, happens every 3 years, rotating between 4 cities, in which the adherents bathe in the Ganges River and enjoy a massive festival with tens of millions of people. Seriously, you can practically see it happening from space. Now, a controversial topic in relation to Hinduism would be the caste system, which is basically a belief that people are born into a socioeconomic life that they are destined to serve into. Today, however, the system is more fluid and loose from what it used to be from a long time ago, and thanks to economic reforms, anybody with enough drive can kind of move up the social ladder regardless of birth. Nonetheless, India is home to every major religion in the world, even a few Jews, including the B'nai Menashe, an indigenous group that claimed to be one of the lost tribes of Israel. In fact, Judaism and Christianity actually had a head start in India way before it even kicked off in Europe. As tradition holds, Cochin, or Malabar Jews, migrated around 1000 BC to trade during the times of King Solomon, and in 53 AD, Thomas the Apostle of Jesus arrived in what is now the state of Kerala to establish the first church in India. Today, most Christians are found in the southwest and far east Seven Sisters regions. India also holds the highest population of Sikhs, Jains, and Zoroastrians, mostly found in the north, and the second largest Muslim population in the world after Indonesia. Most Muslims are populated around the northwest areas by Pakistan or in the east by Bangladesh. Oh, and don't forget the Buddhists. In fact, Buddhism actually started in India. Today, the Dalai Lama even takes refuge in Tezpur in the state of Assam. Oh, that was a lot of information. Okay, so by now you can probably get a grasp of how incredibly mixed and diversified India's population is, but what exactly holds the country together? Well, for one, you kind of have to understand Indian history, which will take way too long to explain, but in the quickest way I can put it, Indus Valley, Maurya and Gupta empires, southern empires, Golden Age, Middle Kingdoms, a ton of new religions come flocking in, the north fell to the Delhi Sultanate, the south became the Vijayanagara
Mughal
Empire,
Empire?
Mughal Empire
Yes.
starts, British East India Company, direct British rule, nationalist movements, independence,
Fed up.
republic, economic liberation in
Don't think I'm gonna
1991,
remember any
and
of
here we are
these.
today.
Oh my god.
Essentially, India used to be made up of
Canada.
around 500
Canada.
smaller royal princely states, and when the British came in, they kind of exploited them to manage such
This
a
is
huge
the old map when
population.
India
and
Although India is a
Pakistan were
democratic
together.
federal republic and the largest democracy in the world, the old royal family still exists today, and although they have no political power, they hold high positions of influence in their communities across
Okay.
India. So today, technically, you
Oh.
could meet someone that would be considered an Indian prince or princess.
Ooh.
Nonetheless,
Oh,
the biggest thing
you?
that really united Indians in the past 2 centuries would
No,
probably
I
be
mean, you were
their
from
hatred
the
of British rule.
Raj-
It was kind of like,
Rajput.
well,
This is not cool.
No,
Rajput.
but
Yep.
I'm not
What do you say you and I work
stuff.
together and
Oh.
end this thing?
Okay.
Essentially, one good thing you could say that came out of imperialism was that it kind of stopped all the internal squabbling and unified the groups towards one common goal, to get rid of imperialism. Today, Indians are just proud to be Indian. I mean, a Tamil soccer player can get cheered on by a Rajasthani, a Punjabi pop star can sell out tickets in Orissa.
That's
Speaking of
nice.
which, all Indians love movies and music. India has the second largest film industry in terms of volume, pumping out nearly 2,000
Yes.
films per year. Surprisingly, Nigeria pumps out more. However,
What?
box
Really?
office revenues gross out at only about $2 billion annually compared to Hollywood at over $10 billion. But still, it's impressive. And keep in mind, it's not just
Wow.
Bollywood, but it's also Tollywood, Gollywood,
Yes,
Collywood,
Hollywood.
Pollywood, and so on. There's like 20 different woods in India.
Mollywood,
Oh, and like every movie in
Hollywood,
India has at least
Sandalwood,
one scene where
Bollywood.
everybody breaks
Yeah,
out in
they
song.
didn't
It's
mention
almost
about
always a
something.
happy ending. Unfortunately, mainstream media has also put an aesthetic strain on many of the people as it's almost become an obsession to be light or fair-skinned,
Oh.
causing people to go so far as to buy skin bleaching products. Some other controversies include things like illiteracy being an issue in many parts of the
That
country,
was-
especially in the rural areas. But I mean, come on, when your country has literally hundreds of different writing systems, go figure. I mean, give them a break. Also, many of you guys, the Indian geography peeps, have asked me to bring awareness to the fact that India does unfortunately have some of the highest rates of human trafficking and child slavery. The government is trying to crack down and culture is slowly being reformed, but for now, it's a sad reality that still does exist. Hey, here at GN, we talk about the good and the bad. I'm just saying. Otherwise, sports do definitely tie everyone together as well, especially cricket, the national sport. Even though they also used to do really well in field hockey, India also has a lot of their own indigenous
National
sports like
sport is not
Dhokhel in
cricket, it's
Assam,
hockey.
bull racing in Kerala, Insuknar, rod pushing in Mizoram, and Malakamba, the strange pole yoga gymnastics thing in
What?
Assam. Otherwise, some notable people from India or of Indian descent might include people like Siddhartha Gautama or the Buddha, Mahavir, Ashoka the Great, Prithviraj Chauhan, Aurangzeb, Shivaji of the Maratha Empire, Mohandas or
Humayun.
Mahatma Gandhi, Indira Gandhi, Subhash Chandra Bose, Jawahar Lal Nehru, Rabindranath
How's this
Tagore,
pronunciation,
C.V. Raman,
Sufyan?
Satyendra Nath
It's
Bose,
not
bad.
Bhagat Singh, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, Shah Rukh Khan, Amitabh
Whoa.
Bachchan, Amir
Okay.
Khan, Salman Khan, Priyana Chopra, Ben
Priyana?
Kingsley, Sundar Pichai, Satya Narayana
Okay.
Nadella, A.R. Rahman, Sachin
Kohli.
Tendulkar, and Mahendra Singh Dhoni. There's also literally millions of other famous people I missed out on. If you want to mention them, please, there's a comment section below. Use it. In the meantime, we got to finish this info marathon, shall we? Now, no surprise, India is huge and therefore has a huge international outreach when it comes to diplomacy to almost everyone, except their immediate neighbors. First of all, countries with large population percentages of Hindus and Indians like Fiji, Guyana, Suriname, Trinidad and Tobago, Mauritius, and Malaysia typically stay close to India's roster of go-to friends. They enjoy cordial relations with trade. Now, the UK may have left on a sour note, but they still have a lot of ties to their former colonizer in terms of business and tourism. India is still part of the Commonwealth, not Commonwealth realm, there's a difference, and the UK has over 1.5 million citizens of Indian descent. As mentioned in the China episode, China is kind of like India's I'm only here to do business with you and nothing else friend, as drama still hasn't subsided in regards to the
Mainly
territory
business.
conflicts. Now, when it comes to the US, things started kind of sour back in the 70s during the Indo-Pak War of 1971, when the US sided with Pakistan, their arch nemesis. Today,
Yeah,
relations
I
have cooled
understand.
off mostly. The US supports India's move towards democracy and is a key ally in the military conflicts in the Middle East. When it comes to their best friends, however, most of the Indians I talked to have said Russia and Bhutan. Russia because during the Indo-Pak Wars, Russia came in and supported them, and ever since then, each country has held a high position of respect for the other, especially as global
Interesting.
superpowers. Bhutan and India signed a treaty of friendship almost immediately after independence. The two countries have shared interests and a currency pegged system as well. Bhutan even supported the annexation of their cousins in the Sikkim state into India, as it gave a nice buffer of land from China's stake to their claim. In conclusion, you will not find anywhere else on Earth like India. Thousands and millions of people inhabiting a colorful, majestic, green, slightly gritty at times slab of Earth, blessed and cursed in so many ways, yet wonderfully harmonized, mostly in a unity unlike anywhere else. In the end, that's India. Stay tuned, Indonesia is coming up next.
Whoa.
Nice.
Boost of information.
That's a lot of information
To
to
my
process,
head.
right?
Bro, 19 minutes of intense information.
Humble
Then
guy.
let's discuss
Let's-
about India. What did you guys feel like about all those information
so
you
much
received.
information received.
Bro, that's more information than I know about Iran.
I feel like this is
My
like
own country.
this is like 1 year of geography course in like
I would say 5 years.
few minutes.
In school, 5 years. You covered.
That was nice.
No, but a very nice video,
Very
man.
nice.
Like,
Yeah, I
the
love
guy
how
has
he
done
made
it.
it.
Like the research was pretty thorough, and like I don't know why he said cricket was the national game. Hockey is
Hockey,
the national.
right?
Hockey
Even
is the
hockey
national.
for us too.
Yeah, hockey is the national game.
I want to watch one on
Watch
my country
that.
now.
Oh wait, he didn't talk about national bird. What's the national?
Peacock.
Oh.
But what amazed you, like any fact that surprised you or maybe like amazed you about
Yeah.
India? Anything in particular? Maybe
Yeah,
you know
like
something.
something you guys,
Yeah.
yeah, like you
I
guys.
think
would
that's
say.
40% vegetarian. I was shocked.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know it's that much. actually.
40% vegetarian makes sense because of the majority of population are Hindu
Hindus and they are
don't eat meat.
they don't
basically.
eat
That
meat, yeah.
makes sense. But
Wait, one more thing. What was it?
Also, I didn't know that 80% were Hindu population. I was shocked because I see so many Indian Muslims here.
Yeah, that's why I was
was
shocked
like,
with
what?
the
No,
vegetarian.
but
I
even
thought
if you
they're-
see
they're
there's
not
that
much.
20%, it's
It's a
just
lot because
it's just
the
beyond
population.
Indonesia. That's it. It's
Yeah.
higher than
Crazy,
anywhere
yeah.
in the world.
Because
Yeah.
its population is big.
one more thing that kind of amazed me. I already knew about the diversity in India, like the south side, the north part, but there's also these indigenous tribes that
Yeah.
are on the
Oh,
territory,
yeah.
right? And then the other like areas that not areas like autonomous. What did you say? Autonomous regions or something that speak completely like different language
Yeah,
from
yeah,
like
languages.
the south and north
Yeah,
languages,
yeah.
right? So it's a lot more diverse that like I already knew, you know.
Yes.
There was a
Interesting.
part he said that there is an island that the people have been abandoned because they
I
have
think
been
and-
aggressive towards people or something.
Andaman and Nicobar, I think. Is
They were uncontacted
That
tribes.
was very shocking.
Something
yeah.
that really shocked me were the places to visit. Like I thought there were like places, but the amount of places that he showed and talked about, I was like so shocked, honestly. Like and especially the ghost place. I want to go there if I go.
Yeah.
I've been to the
there?
place.
Tell us, did
this
you
called-
encounter any ghosts?
No, there was no ghost. So the thing is that
Thank you for spoiling.
But I think it's
haunted.
no,
for
no.
us.
But the thing is, okay, I'll tell you.
It's
I'll tell
haunted?
you. So it's the most haunted place in Asia.
No.
We went there
What?
after 6 or 7 in evening. You can't enter the place. So you have to leave.
Why
So
can't you?
that's when the
I wonder
activities
why.
I think happen.
Oh,
After 6 p.m. So they come like for the night shift ghosts.
Yeah.
Basically, they're
so
not
was
there
it
during
like
the day.
a? It looked like a castle or what? It was somebody's
It's
house.
like
or what?
it's a fort.
Oh my
Nargad
god!
Fort.
So I feel like some
Not
like
Bhangar,
war
Bhangar,
happened.
Bhangar Fort.
I think there was like a war happened and many people died, soldiers died or something like that. By the way, for the national game or something, I don't know if it's
Yeah, that's what I'm
true.
checking actually. India's national sports, because
There's no national.
like I have read in school and everything, they used to mention, just like how they used to mention for in this video he said Hindi is not our national language, but in school days I remember in books it used to be there. So either something is wrong with that. So I need to check this.
Also, one more thing, like we were discussing about India's national language, and one of the friends said like in Hindi is not the national. I don't know what the national language is, so I was like,
Yeah, because
kind
I
of
was speaking
surprised.
to a Tamilian friend of mine recently,
Okay.
and he was telling me that Hindi is not the national language.
Okay, but-
And I kind of checked Google as well, and like
English is the
English.
national language.
but let's see, like over here it says, due to major success of Indian hockey players, hockey is considered national game of India.
Because
I
of
don't
the
know.
success, but I think cricket is more successful
No,
than
no,
hockey,
no, no.
right?
Cricket is not national game for sure. Hockey is the national game from how much I have heard, but like there have been some sources claiming that hockey is not. So what do you guys think actually? What's your opinion on that?
I think they
Yes.
should
Because
put more
cricket is
money in
not
hockey.
national game for sure.
Okay. That's
Yes.
nice.
That's shocking.
Yeah.
It
So
was
actually
only
the
cricket.
actually
Yeah.
this was too much information to take in, but guys, we'll visit India soon, all of us.
For sure,
Yes.
they have to.
And
they have to.
I think going and practically even I have been to mostly Rajasthan, Delhi, and few northern places like
Yeah.
Himachal and all. Okay, so 3-4 states only. So even India is so big and diverse that even I haven't been to most of the places. So we can go to maybe a south place. Like
Yeah,
people have been
definitely.
suggesting Bangalore,
Bangalore,
Yeah.
they have to go. It's very
Chennai,
beautiful, I heard.
Chennai.
I've been there.
Kerala,
I have a
and
friend
like
from there.
yeah. So yeah, so guys, let us know what place we should visit and
Yes.
go. so we can learn more about the history and like
Yes.
when you come see it as a person.
Yeah.
I think you know better than
Yeah,
Yeah.
visually, of
Yeah.
course, it's better than rather than just watching
Yeah.
all these videos. You have to go there and experience it yourself, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then tell us where is the best for in terms of culture, where is the best in terms of nature, and where is the
History.
best in terms of food and history,
Yeah.
like in terms of
Yes.
everything basically.
Food is great everywhere in India.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah,
I
actually.
want to try street food so much.
Oh,
like,
that's
Yes.
very good.
watching
very good.
videos
So
on street
good.
food looks so delicious. Every time I watch those videos, like even though I'm full, I become hungry again. You know?
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yes.
But thank you so
Chana
much,
chana.
guys, for suggesting this video. And we have just speaking of the street food, we have got very hungry.
Yeah.
We'll go eat something,
Eat.
and I'm
Thank
sure you
you.
don't want us to
If-
watch.
Yeah.
eating,
If you like
so-
the video, leave a like, comment
comment.
below. Next, what do you want us to react to next?
Click the
and
notification bell.
Yes.
And most importantly,
subscribe.
subscribe.
Bye.